It is another edition of Outside the Box Live. And yes, tonight you see I got my two hosts back with me. I'm not soloing it this week. Welcome back, gentlemen. Glad you're here.
Good to be here.
Thank you. My age is good to be anywhere.
Yeah, tell me about it. We are live now on Instagram, Facebook, the channels. So you guys were, you had stuff going on last week, both of yous. So let's do a little catch up this week. Well, right now, actually, I should say, for me anyway, I told you about 2 weeks ago, I had that cramp in my leg, which felt like a Charlie horse. Turned out, long story short, it turned out I have blood clots in my veins up and down my right leg. Thrilling. Okay. So they sent me for an ultrasound in my abdomen because they wanted to make sure that's okay. Here's what drives me nuts. Nowadays, the doctors don't call you and say, hey, here's what this is. I get a text. Been uploaded to your portal. Okay. So after I figured out how to get to my portal, then I'm looking at this going, okay. Luckily, one of my cousins is a retired nurse for like 40 years. So I'm like, read this. It's Greek to me. So she read it, and my liver. Now my abdomen is, from what they said, my abdomen is good. My liver is enlarged, and I'm like, well, is that a good thing or a bad thing? She's like, I don't know, because the way it read, depending on what's causing it, I don't know. So I am set up to see a hematologist within the next week. Wait, next week or so? Next week. I have to go see a hematologist. Same day I'm going to go see my regular doctor. And now I'm going to be set up with a hepatologist to check my pancreas and all the other wonderful organs in my system. Hi, Steph. Welcome back this week. Outside the Box Live.
Hello, Stephanie.
So with everything going, I figure depending on, because again, I know, Mike, you were taking care of Gianna if you're going to be here this week. My backup subject was going to be about addiction, regardless. Just something to talk about. But like we always do, everybody's welcome to chime in and we could go whichever way we go. But I was watching, like I said last week, I was telling people, or the week before, I was watching the 600-pound My Life shows, and it got to me, and just thinking about my own life, I'm thinking, that sounds really a lot like me, because I love food. I could eat, and then a half hour later, I could eat again. And now knowing that I have what I have, it's the GF and my sister tried to tell me last year, like a year ago, you got it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Now when it hits you and you're like, shit, it's an eye opener.
Yeah.
And I've come to terms with, like, I have a food addiction. Like, people are telling me, oh, when you go to South, like when I put up my food reviews, how could you eat 5 hot dogs? Well, I enjoy the taste, I enjoy the flavors, and it's very easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
And it's some people just now. Is it raining outside? Now, for an example, I love eggs. Whether it's an egg sandwich or omelet or like egg. The GF cannot stand like the taste of the yolk of the egg, which I feel is like that's the best part of the egg, depending on how you're cooking it. And like, she's like, I can't eat it. I'm like, for me, I can't wrap my head around how could you not like an egg? But that's just how my head's wired, like. But it's
incredible. It's edible.
What was that, Mike?
I said it's incredible. It's edible.
I love it. Like, so when I had my eye surgery, did GF stay with me to help me put like the stuff on it and everything. She stayed for a week, and she doesn't like it, but we got egg whites, like the carne egg whites. So I'm like, you know what? I'm out of eggs. I'll try because I don't want to waste it either because we paid for it, we bought it. And egg whites I thought was like horrendous. She's like, we got to put salt and pepper on them. Okay, so I tried again without with salt, and it was still, to me, missing that yolk is, Now I'm not going to say egg whites were bad, but for me, I thought they were horrendous. Like give me the egg. How you doing, Lenny? So I'm hoping tonight's show, if somebody, like, if you love to eat like I do, like probably half the world does, and you're heavy like me, go get checked out. Go to your doctor, catch it. Like I said, now, Mike, diabetes now, and once you get that, man, you got it. You're not getting rid of it.
Yeah, it's pretty much,
Pretty much, you have to, go on insulin if you have to, and all this other wonderful stuff. But it's, guys, gals out there, if you love to eat like I do, please, please, please go get checked. Call your doctor. Because for me, it was an eye opener. Like, oh yeah, I have blood clots in my leg. Now, what happened? Like years ago, my dad, when he had his bypass surgery, he threw a blood clot, went down into his right foot, and he had to lose all his toes on his right foot. And I'm like, so blood clots, I mean, I'm glad they're not blockages, but clots are, not good either. So tonight, which I'm actually editing now, I was hoping to have it done before the show. I did a home cooking show today because I remember Matt saying, do a home cooking show. So I did chicken and vegetables, almost like a stir fry kind of deal, which
nice.
It was all right. Hey, Skeptical Science, what's going on? How you been, buddy? And here's the thing, like I've come to terms, I believe I'm a food addict. Stop eating carbs is like telling an alcoholic to stop drinking. Like, I can't just stop and quit carbs. I don't know how to. People tell me, oh, well, just eat different, cook different. I don't know how. And I'm not trying to be like an ass or be like difficult.
Yeah, no, totally.
I could cook. Now, let me tell you, I could cook like a cheese steak omelet. I mean, you've seen my home cooking shows. I could cook burgers, dogs, like comfort food. But when it comes to like quote unquote healthy, or have the GF said, well, if you go to, and I like, instead of going to get a hot dog every week, which I've been, go twice a month. But here's the thing. Easier said than done, depending on how, you just have to want to do it. Well, I don't want to be 300 pounds, but for me, like, food is like having a Christmas in my mouth. Like just thinking of that taste and the you forget about, well, I'm going to say I forget about, because I don't know how everybody else is wired. I forget about the consequences because I enjoy the taste of the food. And you could tell, like, it's like telling an alcoholic, oh, just stop drinking. It doesn't work that way. Not when you're that addicted. Like I said, and that's another hard thing for, like, soda. I'm horrible when it comes to soda. Now, the last 2 days I didn't have soda because I just was too tired to go and buy some, literally. And when I was out there, I had a soda. And I was like, oh my God! Like, I'm like, I was like so happy to enjoy the taste of a soda, And it's, people look at me like you're crazy. Well, yeah, maybe I am, but that's the power of addiction. Like, the addiction, it takes over your body. It takes over your head. And I'm glad I'm not 600 pounds. I never want to get that way. But yeah, the first couple weeks is going to be tough. So tonight, like I said, tonight I was at Walmart. Oh, I saw FP last week. I gave FP a ride to Walmart. Um,
Oh,
so
cool.
I got some chicken tenders. I got some low salt soy sauce, or so I think it's low salt sauce. I got soy sauce, and I got a small bag of vegetables, like mixed vegetables, and I that's what I had for dinner tonight. And I hit it with some soy salt, some soy sauce. I didn't add butter. I didn't add, nothing like that. And I'm sitting there trying to enjoy the taste, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But I know it's something I have to do, and I will figure it out. It's just, um, and thanks for that for the vote of confidence. It's just right now, even like I said, right now it's still overwhelming to me, and I'm like wow, like trying to even wrap my head around half the stuff. That's why I figured tonight would be a good night to talk about it and get everybody's like input or stories. I'm sure I'm not the only food addicted heavy person out there in the world, you know. So if you have a story you want to share, please do. I mean, want to change the topic and talk about something else? Let's hear it. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a tough journey for me in the beginning anyway.
I actually have the type of metabolism. Part of the reason why I ended up with diabetes. I could drop weight really fast and I can gain weight really fast. When I initially decided to lose weight, I ended up losing like about 110 pounds. Now I probably gave back at like 40 or 50 of that. But this is also when I was much younger too. Like this is actually right around the time Gina and I met. So basically, what I did is for 30 days, I ate nothing but steamed vegetables. To steam vegetables in a microwave is really simple. You just throw frozen vegetables into a bowl, put saran wrap over it, or I should say plastic wrap, poke holes in it, and heat it for about 8 or 9 minutes. And then I used to just drown it in hot sauce and gulp it down.
Right. That might be something to try. Like, the small bag I got of vegetables were actually were you could steam them, but I figured I wanted to try and do them in like a stir fry kind of way.
Well, that's another. I used to. I mean, like now, it's become a matter of okay, what won't hurt me, and so I miss noodles a lot. I love noodles, and I've been eating a lot of noodles lately. But the thing is, they're all wheat noodles. They taste if you boil them in olive oil and salt, they taste like any other noodle. The thing is though, they have a really low glycemic index.
Okay.
So as far as a diabetic goes, the carbs hit slowly. They don't like with Durham, like the semolina and Durham whatever, like your regular white noodles. They turn to sugar in your gut almost immediately. As soon as they start being digested, they just convert right over to
Sugar.
to worse than sugar, glycose. And it's like eating 5 pounds of sugar. You might if I had a bowl of regular noodles right now, it would spike my blood glucose would probably go up to like 300 or 400.
How you doing, Fly
So
Guy? And thanks to everybody who's hitting us up on Instagram, Jancy and everybody else, who's checking us on Instagram. But yeah, it's my the way my head is wired and the way I think, and I know it's not the truth, but it's just how what goes through my head. Like like in my head, it's like, oh well, you could eat this instead of that. Like for me, it's either this or nothing. You know what I mean? That's just how my head always been for years. Like again, going back to the hot dogs, I love South Maine Abe chili dogs. So the GF goes, well, just eat 2. In my head, I'm thinking you just can't eat 2 because they're so good. You know what I mean? Like, then, and she's a big supporter too. But it's just trying to figure out to get my head wired to figure out. Okay, so I can't, I got to cut down on the potatoes. Well, to me, that was like growing up when we were even kids. Like, what did my mom make for side with our meat? Potatoes, and about a week I just had it like really. Oh, last week I did a wedding, and the caterer, they had a whole like scallop potatoes, like cut from like scallop potatoes, and oh my god, was it so good? And but like I'm thinking like, how am I gonna? Not so much. How can I say this? Not so much changing the food, but like I said, it's to me, it's just not the food. It's the flavors, the taste, the can I function without like I said, I eat hot dogs literally like, I mean, not talking going to South Main 8th. I'm talking like, the buying the refrigerator, grocery store. I'll be running back and forth, like say, like I'm on break really quick. I'll grab a hot dog out of the fridge, zap it, or I'll even eat it raw just to throw it down my stomach. I eat a schmag ton of hot dogs, whether they're out or my refrigerator. And I did like
there's some of the worst things for diabetics to eat too.
I know, and I said but really quick, boom, boom. To me, like I said, like last night. So I'm like in the gym. I'm like, boy, now how am I going to start eating quote unquote healthy? She's like, well, you can eat. I said, I know, but I don't know how to eat healthy. That's so
You definitely have. It's definitely a matter of rewiring your brain. I'd say that.
Right. So I'm hoping when I go see the doctor, I'm gonna talk to the doctor and say, hey, here's what I think's going on. Do you know somewhere that you could point me in? I mean, I know there's an Alcoholics Anonymous. I know there's places for binge eating. Like
they'll send you to a dietitian. I guarantee you that if you ask for help.
I went to I had a nutritionist, and let's say I failed because I ended up going back to like, well, no, I like this. I like my lasagna. I like my this like that and easy. Yeah, tell me about it. But moderation. I don't know what moderation is. Like I don't know what moderation. Like I said, it's either like offer all of it or none of it.
I'll say this: there's a reason why these diseases are beginning to become prevalent in our society, and have been for the last say 20 or 30 years, and that is because of the soil. Soil is not as nutritious. It doesn't have the nutrients that it used to have. If you were to go back 100 years and eat an orange, and then flash forward to today, to get what you would get 100 years ago from that orange, you would have to eat 8 of them today. So part of it is that the body eats these things. I'm talking like if you're eating straight vegetables, straight fruits, and all that stuff, you're not going to get what was in there 100 years ago, and you're going to have to eat more to get it, and which is not good anyway. But that's where we're at. So, because we don't farm properly. We keep using pesticides and nitrates in the soil instead of natural fertilizers. There's all kinds of reasons for it. The fact that we mainly grow corn in this country and nothing else, and a lot of our foods, even our sweeteners, are corn based. But that's the big thing. Like you actually have to eat more. My phone just blanked out. You actually have to eat more to get what you would get, even like when we were kids. The soil isn't what it was.
No.
and your body's still craving. And that's another thing too. Like things I love, like what I'm drinking right now is loaded with a chemical that's supposedly one molecule off from sugar, and it's called sucralose. And sucralose makes you hungry, like most diet sodas, because they're nothing. They have 0 calories, they have zero everything, and your body's like, okay, it's waiting for the hit of, okay, well now here comes the energy. Wait a minute, there's no energy. Shit. Eat food. Yeah, eat that over there. That'll bring some energy in so I can function. That's what sucralose does to you. So I mean, there's a lot of catch-22s. There's it's not an easy process. I fall off the wagon all the time.
Yeah.
As evidence, I have to go to the hospital and get shot up with insulin because I did this or that because I was craving this or that.
Now, normally every Friday, every Saturday night, I have a jug of tea or I have a bottle of soda, and I don't have that tonight. I purposely did not bring it upstairs, like to get it, and literally, like I could feel myself like jonesing for that drink. Now, when I was at Walmart, I picked up a 4-pack. It looks like a bottle of Red Bull, but it's not Red Bull. It's called Bubble R's. I think it's called Bubble R. It's sparkling water, no sugar, 0 sugar, but it has it's flavored. And it was watermelon or watermelon something mix, and I liked it. Now and it's not cheap, so I can't get it all the time, but it was something like, wow, it's actually I like this. I went looking for my good old Propel, and I know Walmart sells Propel. I just couldn't find it, and I just got tired looking for it. I'm like, well, F this. I'm like, no. So I ended up getting that to try, and it was I liked it. It was flavor. It was good.
I'll say this, man. You know what? Take a little bit of money, go invest in a Soda Stream. You can get them at Wegmans. They're not very expensive. The carbon canisters are about $15. They last about a month, and I drink a ton of soda. All the non-sweetened varieties that they have, like I'm drinking caffeine. I'm drinking caffeine-free Diet Cola right now. My brain thinks it's Coca-Cola. It tastes just like it.
See, I tried drinking the Diet Coke, the Zero Coke, and
they're awful.
Oh yeah, they're terrible.
For one thing, they're sweetened with aspartame, and aspartame is, to me, one of the most. I wish Bobby Kennedy would go after it. It is one of the most dangerous sweeteners on the market ever. I mean, if you look at in the Navy, actually in the military itself, Navy, Air Force, they're not allowed to drink anything with aspartame in it 8 hours before they fly because it impairs judgment.
Wow, did not know that. Now, like the GF, she can't drink. Like I drink Propel. She can't drink because she's allergic to aspartame, so she can't drink those. But for me, it's like, and it's
there's plenty of stuff out there sweetened with sucralose.
I have to knock this I have to jot that down. My
stevia, however you want to pronounce it. Stevia is actually table sugar in Japan. Like they sweeten everything with it. The only downside to stevia, and I don't consider it a downside at my age, is that it'll sterilize you. Like it's actually considered birth control in many parts of South America.
Oh.
But it's a very effective sweetener. Like
right.
I've had ketchup with sweetened with stevia, and to me it's really good. I mean, everything has its downside,
right?
I mean, everything's a trade-off. If you're gonna go low carb and sugar free, well, you could absolutely 1,000% bet that everything you're eating is going to be high in sodium. That's life, man. I mean, that's at least what our food our food sources. You know,
And, like,
everything's a trade-off.
every Friday night, I love pizza. I love getting pizza, and 90% of my food reviews Fridays are going to be pizza. Because said, and I know Matt will love this part. I have videos have lined up to August, like, and they're some of them are going to be, but so I'm sure I'm going to get the. Well, you thought you were going to quit it? Well, I videotaped this way before that happened, and so look at the dates.
Yeah.
But so I'm like, I'm sitting there going, what can I had pizza on Monday because I had to go get my car. It was in the shop. I got inspected. I'm like, I don't want to cook. So I ran a Luca pizza up in West Pittston. So I figured that's my pizza for the week. What can I eat for Friday night? And I'm sitting there, I'm like cheesesteaks, no, they're not healthy. I'm trying to kind of pick out I ended up going to Uncle Buck's barbecue. And they're not they're smoked in a smoker. So last night I got their sampler. It was pulled pork, brisket, chicken, and ribs.
Mm.
This stuff was so tender. Like, it just fell apart. It was, even without putting sauce on it, they give you a side of their sauce, which makes it better. But even without the sauce, and the chicken and the pork were not dry. They were juicy. It was really, really good. And you got two sides. So I got a side of their fire roasted corn, and I got coleslaw. Okay, yeah, coleslaw. But I was like, all right, shit, I'm getting coleslaw. So, but it was like Uncle Buck's barbecue had, and a shout out to if they catch me at all. Uncle Buck's had does very good smoked stuff. And so when I was talking to my one relative, she's like, well, you could eat that. That's actually, like, grilled chicken. That's good for you. You could eat that stuff. So I can't wait to get my grill cleaned. I just don't have the strength and energy to do it. Yeah, I know the salt in the water though too. It's
Yeah.
Well, it goes back to what I was saying before. Everything's a trade-off.
yeah.
You're going to go sugar-free. You can guarantee the sodium will be there.
It's like, for my first hurdles, just trying to rewire my head. Like, think there's more than life than eating 6 chili dogs, every week. Because I look forward to go to South Mabes every Saturday. I'll walk in, the guy behind the counter named Scott. Hey, how you doing today, Jay? How you doing, Scott? And they have good rice pudding, and today I missed it. I'm like, but I know I gotta switch up, and it's just, and like Skeptical Science said a while back, just do it. Now, I can't say for every other effort. For me, being a food addict or a lover of food, it's easier said than done for me. Because it's just, like I said, it's just not about the food. It's the taste, the flavors.
Yeah.
Like
it's the whole experience.
Exactly.
It's
to me, eating, especially breakfast, it's
something you probably look forward to. I mean, it's something that gets you excited, to start your day, dude. I'm definitely a foodaholic myself too, believe me.
Last Sunday I went to the Scratch Kitchen. Okay.
Oh, great place. Talk about breakfast. They have a good breakfast.
What happened was,
and their portions are huge too. Like,
Steph, thank you for that text. I appreciate that. But I was literally getting it because I went in, and I know I have it. It's gonna go up. When is the video gonna go up? Did I put it up yet or not? I don't know if I did or if I didn't. Yet. So I have videos going up until August 15th, like half through August. Scratch kitchen.
As long as while you're scratching there, let me just say, First of all, with as far as pizza goes, you can get good cauliflower crusts at Wegmans, and 90% of the carbs that are in a pizza are in the crust. So if you get cauliflower crust, that totally negates that, and you can still have pizza. And trust me, I've had cauliflower crust many times. It's not that it's basically like just having a thin pizza.
It's
The other
it's
thing
great.
is you can use your channel. You could take the direction of your channel and turn it into, okay, here's what's going on with my health now, and here's like my adventure in learning how to cook for myself to make myself healthier, and you could just use the audience that you already have.
well, that's
Absolutely.
They could, I'm sure they would be supportive, and I'm sure
tons of supporters. Yeah. Yep.
actually
Definitely.
this Friday is the Scratch Kitchen video. But that's what when I put actually I'm editing that video right now as we speak, but my intro explained to everybody, hey, here's what's happened, this is what's going on, and here's what I want to do moving forward with my home cooking shows. To kind of give everybody like a heads up, just to kind of, and that's what I would like. I would love to learn how to cook different way, like quote unquote healthy. It to me though, it's like it's this way or that way. Like I don't know what it is to have like an in between, and I never did. Even when I was a kid, it was either okay if I can't eat, 3 scoops of mashed potatoes, I can't eat mashed potatoes, and that's just how my head is geared. It's like
I don't know what I'll tell you. What worked for me is landing in the emergency room a few times with sugar in the 500s, and
that's
basically being on the verge of a diabetic coma, and you do that enough times, you'll learn your lesson.
Well, that's watching the 600-pound life videos. That's what started. Now that's what's starting to turn my head and like think about all this stuff, like because I could let myself go and become 600 pounds. Not that nobody wants to be 600 pounds, but I could see myself eating that way, and
Anybody could,
right? But it's like because I'll watch it. They'll say, "Oh, well, it's they enjoy that first bite," and I get it. I understand them completely. Because, like I said, I went to the Scratch Kitchen. Like I was last Sunday, I was like, I'm going to Scratch, like you're going to buy a new. When you're a kid, you're going to get a new toy or something. I'm going to Scratch Kitchen. I'm going to Scratch Kitchen. What did I get? The Gut Buster. Okay, this thing was. I don't know if you ever had the Gut Buster from the Scratch Kitchen, but this is like
never been there.
This is packed with like all the meats and veggies and cheese you could think of. It's in this omelet. And you got your choice of hash browns. Well, I got their potatoes. I got their potato casserole, which is almost like scallop potatoes. And like each bite, I'm like, I didn't even said at one point towards the end of the video, like I'm sad because it's. What is up, Matt?
Hey, Manny.
So like I'm as I'm even getting through like the omelet, I'm getting towards the end. I always say, well, it's the food's almost gone, so it's the end of the video. I was getting sad, like, because it was over.
Yeah,
and I was actually not I was gonna like cry, but I'm like, wow, my enjoyment's now done,
coming to an end. Yeah,
right. And it might sound weird to some people. Like I said,
I totally get it.
Me and the GF go back and forth on this because like she eats to live, where I live to eat. Like I'm like me and her will go out. Say for example, her and I go out to say Texas Roadhouse and get like a steak dinner. Like an hour and a half later, I'm like, all right, what do we got to snack? Like I'm ready to go again, and eat again.
Jay, let me mention something to you. Texas Roadhouse, right?
Right.
Pretty affordable dinner. Like for the most part, you could get, dinner for two and not be hungry when you leave there, or if you get takeout. Like it's a good portion. This is just my
Right.
opinion on the place. Like that's one of Steph and I's favorite places. Like we always get gift cards for the holidays because everybody knows that we like Texas Roadhouse. We just like their food.
Oh,
That's
food's
the place you could actually like eat healthy at a place like that. So that's kind of my point. Like that's actually helped me. Like before my wedding, I wanted to look good, I wanted to feel good, I wanted to fit into my tux. This was 5 years ago. I fell off the wagon since then. I got to get back on the wagon, but like that was one place actually that kind of helped me, like just kind of keeping my weight, down. I would get like a chicken breast, and then as my sides, instead of getting like maybe a baked potato or like fries or rice or something, I would just get vegetables. I know it's easier said than done, but I'm happy you brought up Texas Roadhouse though, because that is one place that if you just kind of spend enough time looking at the menu, you could actually put together like a decently, low carb, like kind of healthier meal for yourself.
Red
And
Robin, same way.
yeah.
Oh, Red Robin, I'm like double cheeseburger with
Oh, of course,
everything under the
yeah.
sun.
Absolutely.
I used to when I used to my ex-wife and basically my ex-family used to love to go there, and I'd have to go there with them. So I mean, basically, what I would do is I would order like a double cheeseburger without a bun.
Yeah.
And instead of
That's an
ketchup,
option.
I would use A1 steak sauce instead of ketchup, or sriracha sauce. Because I love sriracha. I love anything spicy. Most spicy sauces like that. Not barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce is all about sugar, but like most srirachas and different sauces like that are generally sugar free. So
No, that's not a
Yeah.
bad idea. Honestly,
But Jay, like kind of like get yourself in this mindset. Like this is kind of like what I try to do, and I have a lot of work to do. I'm not. I gotta get healthy and lose some weight and eat better. Like believe me, but like kind of get yourself in this mindset of like, all right, like this is kind of gonna suck. Like what I'm about to eat, like let's say you order a double cheeseburger without the bun. It's like, oh, I'm kind of missing out on, why I would order a double cheeseburger in the first place. But get yourself in that sort of mindset where it's like, yeah, like this isn't going to be as good, but it's still going to be good. And I'm still going to feel full, after I eat it, even if I'm sitting there eating it with a fork and knife. Like I'm doing this for me, I'm doing this for me. So I mean, it's a real sacrifice. It really is,
and you just said that triggered in my head. Ordering without the bun, and that's not a bad idea. But what just triggered in my head quick was, well, how am I going to enjoy the mayonnaise?
Yeah,
I put mayonnaise on my burgers, and
exactly.
Like the Whopper with cheese, mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, pickle, ketchup, onions, cheese. Sad,
Yes.
I still remember that.
It's all part of the experience, I totally agree with you. Like on one hand, if it was like, here's a steaming hot double cheeseburger loaded lettuce, tomato, onion, mayo, bacon, or like here it is without the bun, here's a fork and knife, like eat it like a burger salad, of course I would pick
the bun. Yeah, of course.
The traditional way, because that's part of the experience, but yeah, like even going back to a comment I think Steph said earlier, like little victories, like small victories, just start out slow, be realistic about it.
Well, in the video I'm going to be putting up tonight, I'm going to put it up tonight. I'm like, oh, great vegetables. And like you could just see the sarcasm on my face, like, oh, a healthy vegetable.
Right.
But it's,
but think of how much fun you could have with this, right? Like to Mikey's point, like when you get that far, if you get the grill fired up and you're doing, I don't know, chicken breast and vegetables on the grill, make it comical, make it funny, be sarcastic, look at this delicious dinner I'm about to eat. This is fun. And everybody will laugh with you. I mean, you got a ton of supporters, man. Like we got your back.
What I do in the summer, and again, like, and I've come to terms with how, like, what's up, Jancy? It's I just lost my train of thought. Oh, it's like
I kind of went off on a tangent there. Sorry.
no. Like with it's a couple like two things. Texas Roadhouse, like I'll get a steak, I'll get a potato, and there's times I'll either do soup or in the summertime I'll get a salad. And the GF will be like, "You're eating a salad? Oh, it's hot out. I don't want soup." That's my.
Is it going to snow? You're eating a salad, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I
get that too.
Like that, like an hour and a half later, I'm going. Like, I'm hungry, and
Yeah.
whatever the thing that triggers your head that says, "Hey, I'm stuffed," doesn't work, or it doesn't work like it should. So it's like, when I love doing chicken breast on the grill, and what I'll do is I'll get vinaigrette. What's up, John? I'll soak them. I'll put it. I'll marinate them.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
In like vinaigrette dressing or Italian dressing overnight, and then I'll throw it on the grill the next day. And oh my god, it's like amazing,
it's the best.
But then now I'm thinking like, okay, what do I have with it? And that's where I get stumped. Like my go-to is I'll either make the fettuccine Alfredo, the Nor packets where you just do it in the stove real quick, or mashed potatoes like. And I know there's other things you could side besides those, but those like, I'm like, okay, if I can't have mashed potatoes, or if I can't have a potato, what do I have for a side? I don't know. And literally, I don't know. Hi, Gina. Thanks for chiming in. I hope you're feeling better. It's
Well, one thing I do,
I do that too, Chance. I eat because I'm bored.
Me too. My wife always tells me that. She's like, "Are you even hungry, or are you just eating because you're bored?" I'm like, I never really took a minute to think about it. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm just destroying this bag of pretzels because I'm bored. And most of the time, she's right. I don't want to give her the satisfaction, but she's right.
Right. And it's
So generally, I just cook, and then I'll cook something that'll last me for 2 or 3 days. And I just, I live out of a Tupperware container. I live out of a bowl one day, and then a Tupperware container for the next 2 or 3. So I mean, really, I can't relate in the sense because food really isn't all that important to me. It's just like, okay, what do I not hate for the next couple of days? Big thing with me now is I like taking Hamburger Helper. I always loved Hamburger Helper minus the hamburger.
right. Okay.
So what I'll do is, they're very convenient. They come in those little packets, the flavoring.
Right.
So I'll literally buy the Hamburger Helper package to get the flavor packet. And I'll take the noodles and I just dump them into I haven't figured out what to do with them yet. I'm getting a lot of them. I just dump them into a Ziploc bag. But I'll take like wheat noodles and use the wheat noodles. I mean, the tastes exactly the same. Plus, I add a ton of cheese to it anyway, sharp cheddar cheese.
And here's the last 2 weeks, and this is what's going to hurt, not kill me, but it's going to really mess my head. The last 2 weeks, I'd get up early for work because I usually take a shower at night. I'll jump in a car, run down to I'll go across the bridge into Pittston and go to Burger King. I'll run right down to Wyoming and hit Sheetz, and I'll get my breakfast, and it's I know I can't keep doing that, because I'll get I got their breakfast burrito Friday. What was in it? Egg, sausage, sour cream, salt, cheese, packed, and the sucker was like this.
Yeah.
And but because I don't have to work, I don't have to answer phones anymore. I monitor chats. I don't answer phones right now, so I'm no going jamming to town. And what do I buy to flush it down with? It's their brand. It's Glacier's lemon iced tea, which is really good. It's just as good as Turkey Hill. I'll get a jug of that, and I'll have the jug polished off by like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And that's like like literally almost every day or every other day.
Well,
And
they call it comfort food for a reason, because it comforts the soul. I'm a product of that. Like, both of my grandmas, excellent cooks. You never left their house hungry. My grandma after school would always have dinner on the table for us, my brother, my cousins, getting off the school bus, and we ate good. She made sure that we ate good. Whatever we wanted, she would go to the grocery store and it was there.
Now,
mostly junk food. And it's not her fault. It's just we just fortunately never went hungry. And then you become an adult, and food is definitely a comfort measure for me when I'm stressed. Sometimes I'm not even hungry. I'm just eating because I'm bored or because I'm stressed out or whatever. So
now,
I hear you, man.
Years ago, I never met I did, but I don't remember because I was too little. My father's father, my grandfather, my father's side, and my grandmother. My grandmother died like right after I was born. And hi, Susan. Oh, glad to have you here.
Hey, Susan.
Like my grandparents on my mother's side, lived a long life. Like, my grandmother died at like 91 or 92. But on my father's side, because of that, their side was prone to the heart attacks, diabetes, that kind of crap. I never met my grandmother. I was too little. I was just born, so I don't remember my grandmother. But my dad, I remember telling me that when he was growing up, if you were skinny, like if you had like say trying to think of a skinny chick, but if you were skinny, you were sick, you weren't healthy. That's back then. That's like my dad would say, my grandmother would make them like half a dozen eggs, half a loaf of toast, sausage, and if you didn't eat, you were, something was wrong with you, basically. So my dad, when he came back from the Marine, like from basic training, my grandma tried to, and he was like, I'm not that hungry. I can't eat all that anymore. But it's like, so it's like,
well, yeah. I mean, it's very much like a generational thing. I mean, my grandparents, coming out of the Great Depression era, where you couldn't waste anything. It was a sin to waste anything. Nothing went to waste. Like if there was a piece of bread after everybody had their piece of bread of that loaf, somebody had to eat that last item, whatever it was.
Right.
You couldn't waste anything, right? And I'm very much like that too. Like, my wife and I go out to eat rarely nowadays, but like when we go out to eat, dude, like I got to clean my plate. I can't leave, I don't want to insult the staff at the restaurant. Yeah. Like I want them to know I enjoyed myself. So I sit there and I gorge myself and I clean the plate. It's just, no, that's the psychological end of it.
No, last night when I left Uncle Buck's, I go to pay the bill, and I'm like to the guy, man, like I'm like, God, this was like the best barbecue I had in a while. And I'm not putting down B3Q because they had good stuff too. Uncle Buck's tasted better. It had more tender, more like the chicken wasn't dry. Like where B3Q's, I had to put some sauce because it was like maybe a little bit overdone. Maybe I have to go back and watch the video. I can't remember. But last night, everything was like juicy. It was tender. It was, even though it was smoked in a barbecue, it was delicious. And I got so I'm telling Jeff what I had. She's like, "What'd you have?" I said, she goes, "Okay." She goes, "Well, you should have got, instead of the coleslaw, salad." But I'm like, she's like, "That's yeah. You did good getting that." And I said, "Well, I got an appetizer." She's like, "What'd you get?" I said, they had the most delicious stuffed mushrooms that you could die for. She's like, "Oh, you screwed up there." I said, yeah, but it looked really good, and they had the crab meat, and they drizzled some type of butter garlic over it, and they melted mozzarella cheese. And I'm looking at that, and they also had, because down in Plymouth, they're kibasi, that's the city of kibasi. They had bacon wrapped kibasi bites.
Oh,
for an appetite.
man.
And I'm like, do I want the kibasi or it's been a while since I had mushrooms. So I'm like, I went with the mushrooms. And it was like everything was dying. And I should have been full. Like when I left, I was full. But like I got home about 10 o'clock. I did some crap on the computer. And by like 11:30, my stomach's growling going, hey, food. So when I went to when I took FP to Walmart, I was out of bread. So I went down their bread on, like it's supposed to be like the healthy section. I found this grain, almost like a rye bread with grain and seed, and I got it. It was a small, it wasn't like a full loaf. It was already actually pre-cut in like 8 or 9 slices. I got it to try it, so I made a half a sandwich, and I got their low calorie, their low salt ham. Compared to the crap I normally used to get. And I made a sandwich out of that half of that one slice. You could actually make a sandwich out of. That's how big it was. And the bread actually, because I'm not really a rye person, I never was, but I'm like, this was pretty good. Something I can't buy every, on a weekly basis because it was expensive. But once in a while, that was really, really good. And yes, John, everything is better with bacon. Bacon, grease.
I agree, John. Everything is better with bacon.
What I used to do when I used to do bacon in the air fryer, because I would do it in a tray, I would pour the grease into the pan and make eggs and bacon grease.
Oh yeah.
And
that's old school.
Oh yeah. And it's and the GF would look at me like, how could you eat eggs and bacon? Well, how could you not eat an egg? Going back to like again, GF will not eat an egg. It makes her she will throw it up. But she'll eat an egg white because it's not the yellow egg part of it, which I think that's the best part of the egg.
Yeah. No yolk.
But Guy, we have 19 in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Really appreciate it. Thank you for being part of our addiction topic. If you guys want to change the topic, feel free. But just going through, letting everybody know what's going on in my life right now. It's basically, I'm not, if you're just tuning in, I'm not as healthy as I thought I was. Found that I have some underlying issues, which was a, how can I say, wake-up call. Basically a wake-up call. And right before you signed in, Fred, my oldest sister called. She's like, hey, do you want to come over tomorrow for dinner? Absolutely. Because she's doing steak on the grill, which is, I could eat steak on the grill, and she's like, my niece wants potatoes, but she's like, for you, I want you to try, I'm going to make you a yam. And I'm like, yam. She's like, the way I do it, you'll like it. And it's healthy. I'm like, okay. But even my sisters say, you gotta, cool, Avenger. I'll have to check that out after the show. How you doing, buddy? So I know there's things to substitute and things that are tasty. It's just in my head, in my world, no, there's not. You know what I mean? And that's just a way of my head thinking. That's just how my head's geared. I hear you. But Absolutely. Today, this afternoon, I was watching on YouTube. I was watching George Carlin, like an old George Carlin stand-up, and I'm dying. I'm rolling. I get a notification, False North is live, FP. So I'm watching George Carlin on my laptop, and I am watching FP on my phone. And he had a small like flat top grill outside. And he's making burgers, and I'm like going, like my mouth is drooling because I know like what will I be eating? Vegetables, I'm like chicken like. But he's like, thick, nice, juicy burger, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, you're killing the FP, But yeah. So it's Oh, and Venger signed in on the FP channel. This is why I caught him really quick, but I think FP was signing off when he signed in. So I didn't get a chance to say hi to Venger this afternoon. But it's Molly, stop it. They're allowed to walk outside. Now what I can, I know. I'm like, oh, I didn't know how much you caught part of it. But I was looking at the birds going, oh my God, damn it. And it's funny because there's sometimes if I'm like not where I'm at now in the room, but if I'm out back with Molly and he's cooking outside, I could smell because we're only like they're like 2 houses away. I could smell it's cooking. I'm like, oh Jesus, they're killing me, and
so much temptation. It's like, oh man, I
awesome.
I love when the weather breaks and you could smell all the grills in the neighborhood. Steph and I took the dog for a walk a couple of nights ago, and a couple of the neighbors had the grills going. We were just like, man, that smells good. Probably burgers and dogs.
When B3Q is over here in West Pittston still, and the old owner, okay, because he sold it to whoever owns it now. The old owner, lives right down the street from me. So I'd come home from Arby's, I take Goldie out. Walk in, it's like it's summertime, and I'm like, he has a smoker going overnight at the B3Q, which is just literally like right around the corner. And I'm thinking to myself, damn you, I'm like, God,
yeah,
you.
Yep, yeah. No, man, just moderation. Jay, how about turkey hot dogs? You ever try the turkey dogs or the chicken dogs?
Oh, gag, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to. I mean, it's not that I can't eat them. I'd have to get over how terrible the taste is.
Because I know they even have like turkey bacon, turkey pepperoni. Like they have like alternatives to.
I might actually break down and try because I've seen it in Garrity's all the time. The fake burger patties, the meatless burger patties. I'm like, I'm thinking maybe I might buy a small box. I don't want to buy a full box because what if I don't like them? Then I'm wasting them. But
I used to eat those things all the time. I used to eat the crumbles. I used to make tacos out of them and stuff like that. That was years ago. They're starting to incorporate bug meat into these things now.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So
you like, maybe I don't want to try it.
Honestly, when I first got diagnosed as a diabetic, one thing that I did a lot of was just meat and cheese from the deli, without bread. I would munch on like salami and provolone or roast beef and Swiss, or we're gonna go to Shields. You go to Shields, they have like a homemade kielbasi. It's like
one second. We're gonna turn into the Mike show really quick because I'm getting a call from Mother Nature. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I haven't done it in a couple weeks. Huh?
Do you mean the like the kielbasi sticks that they have?
No, I mean they have a kielbasi loaf.
Oh, okay.
And they slice it up like lunch meat, and it's really, really good. And
nice.
They didn't have it for a while. They brought it back recently, and it's I was enjoying it for a while. I can only take so much. I get sick of things, but I haven't done it in a couple weeks, so here we go. It's the Mike Show with me. I'm Mike. It's the Mike Show, and I got lots of good guests. That's just I'm ripping off Mystery Science Theater 3000 when I do that. Actually,
sounds good to hear that again.
Well, thank you.
It's been a couple. It's been too long.
when we're talking about, material, I mean, it's what we're really talking about here is materialism. And addiction, all addictions are just a form of materialism. If you're obsessed with food, it's because you're obsessed with the material. Well, it tastes like this and it has this texture, but it's still materialism.
Right.
Buddhists would tell you to give up what you love the most because that's what enslaves you to the world. And I mean, I've done, don't get me wrong. I mean, I am no Buddhist monk. I have my fair share of vices in this world. Nicotine, alcohol, other things. But you have to, basically, if you're enslaved to the material world, be in the world, not of it. And having a food addiction to me is being of the world. That's, I don't know. The Buddha used to get by on a grain of rice every day at one point, and then he ballooned up at the end though when they started making statues out of him.
Yes.
Susan, just to answer Susan's question. Like, and there's times I order a small pizza. I've done that in the past. But when I'm eating the food, like I can't just order, like I said, I can't just order 2 South Main chili dogs because South Main chili dogs, they're that delicious. And I know it's bad, but in that moment when I'm anticipating, like I'm having Scott's, South Main chili dogs. Everything else is just, it's like blinders on, like I can't, or
Right.
I want to say at this point, I don't know how. I mean, it's easy to say, we'll just have 2 hot dogs, or instead of getting fries, get a salad. When in, like, well, I don't know if you caught part of the board where Fred was saying, get a hamburger, get a cheeseburger, get a hamburger, but not the bun. And the first thing that triggered in my brain was, well, how are you going to enjoy the mayonnaise if you don't have it on the bun? And that's just how my head is geared. Like,
Jay, you know what? Honestly, like the next time that you get the craving for South Main Abe's,
I have it now.
Oh yeah, I mean the craving is real because they are good. Like, there's so much good food in our area. Like we're always going to have that working against us because there's just so much good food around here. But like that's honestly like the first step, dude. Like, go and order 2, and sit there and eat 2 and pay, and then and then see how you feel. You know what I mean? And you might actually be surprised. You might be like, all right, so I got my fix. I had my 2 South Main Abe's. I want more, but I'm good. I'll come back someday. I'll, like, they're not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So like,
and
give it a try, just like that.
It's thank you, Steph, for that. I appreciate it. But it's like, see, here's the thing, Vangel. Even when I was a kid, and I'm not using this as an excuse, I'm not a fruit person. I don't like fruit. I never liked fruit. Like my mother would buy back in the day before my mom got sick. She'd buy bananas because my mom loved bananas. And
you like tomatoes?
I do like tomatoes. Yeah, I do like but tomatoes isn't considered a fruit. I didn't think it was.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
if it's seed bearing, it's a fruit. If it's a root or not seed bearing, then it's a vegetable.
It comes out of the ground. I love like my sisters. They grow homemade tomato, and like every year I'm like, give me tomatoes. So I love homegrown tomatoes, and yep, mind off food. I wish it was that easy, buddy. I really do. Now I know
peppers.
In time, I could probably get there, but right now, because it's just in the beginning and everything's so overwhelming, it's not there yet, and it's And here
You will, Jay.
Here's walking.
I think.
Fly Guy just
I'm
put up
sorry,
some,
man.
which
I don't mean to step on you. I think Skeptical said it earlier. Like the first 2 weeks will probably be like super difficult, as you're kind of like detoxing from sugar and, the way that carbs kind of mimic sugar when they're, metabolized in your body and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, definitely it's a struggle at first, but it does get easier. It does get easier.
Fly Guy, you are 1,000% correct.
Yeah, and like I said, today was the first time in, I'm going to say, at least 3 months that I did not go to South Main Abe's. And like I said, I'm watching today. I'm watching FP's burger video, and I'm thinking, going, wow, he's just and what do I have ready to eat for me? Chicken and wonderful vegetables, and I know it's a mindset, and like I'm like ugh, like, and I understand why these people that are on the show, that 600-pound show, someone just say, you know what, the hell with it, because I get it. And I tried to answer Fly Guy. I tried to go for a walk. I take Molly with me for a walk, and by the time I just go up and down, like not even around my whole street, just part of it, and I'm dying. Like literally, I'm not really dying, but like I'm like out of breath, and I'm not in shape to even walk far. Like it, I can't. There was which really killed me. A couple years back when my aunt died, she was like my second mom. I insisted on being a pallbearer, and my two sisters were like, no, because physically you can't do it. I'm like, put me in the middle, I'm like, put me in the middle. She's like, they're like, no, my brother-in-law and my nephew, help, and they had enough people. But it's like, I'm like, why didn't they ask me? And at one point I got pissed. Like, why did they ask me to be a pallbearer? Because I was her only flesh and blood nephew. Okay. And they're like, you can barely, you're huffing and puffing walking from here out to the car. And yeah, that was true. But it's like, I even offered to be a pallbearer for GF's dad, and they're like, no, and not because they're being mean. They're like, you look pale. The GF sister is a paramedic for like 30 some years, at least 20, 25 years, if not more. And they said at the viewing, I actually looked pale. And I'm going like, I look fine, And they're like, no, a couple of people went up to Karen, said, hey, is he okay? He looks really pale. But at that point, I didn't know about my clots. I'm like, they don't know what they're talking about, blah, blah, blah. Trying to be like, what,
Yeah.
But it's a wake-up call. That's why I said in the beginning, if people out there that love to eat food like me, and again, I'm tipping the 300-pound mark, which is not great, but it could be worse. Could be a lot worse. Go talk to your doctor, get yourself checked out. I'm sure right now, and before, like I said before you logged in, I was talking to my oldest sister. She's like, I know you're drinking soda. Well, yeah, I know that. Like, I tried cutting it like about 6 months ago, maybe 6 months to a year ago. I tried to stop drinking the soda. I just tried to down more water, and it's that addiction, like whether it's addicted to the caffeine or whether it's addicted to the sugar.
Yeah,
I'm right back, and like literally, like I'm waiting for one of my sisters to kick me in the ass to if they knew how much soda I was really drinking.
Jay, I'm telling you, like, I'm a huge soda drinker. I love soda, probably just as much as you. Like, love Coke. I mean, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. You know, Dr. Pepper, any kind of soda, even diet soda. I don't care. Mountain Dew, like when I was a kid, I'd be drinking Mountain Dew would come out with a new flavor. Everybody have to run to convenient to go try it, you know. But when I bought my house years ago, I just, I got my refrigerator and stuff, and I wanted to stock it up with soda. I don't know. At the time, I'm just like, I don't know. I think I should stop drinking so much soda, and I switched to this Polar seltzer water.
I used to drink that a lot.
It's the best. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still drink soda. I'm actually gonna step aside and grab a Diet Coke right now, just for a quick caffeine buzz, But like, this stuff actually helped me stop drinking soda. They have like hundreds of flavors, dude, and this brand actually has no sodium. So if you're worried about like the salt intake and you don't want too much sodium, if you're going to switch to like seltzer water, go with Polar because there's
seltzer water
nothing in it.
Tastes like wretched.
At first, give it a chance, brother.
I'll tell you what. Here's what I do. I take Polar seltzer or any other seltzer water. You could go to Weiss, get their brand. It's like for a 2-liter bottle, it's $1. And I'll take what is it? You can get them at Wise, not Wise, but Wegmans. Little crush flavors like crush grape, crush orange. Grape is my favorite. I'll take that and add it to seltzer water, and you automatically have a crush cola. It's sugar free.
Yeah, it's carbonated.
It's carbonated. Tastes just like Crush.
Yep.
You said Wegmans has this. I'll take a road trip to Wegmans.
Dude, yeah,
store, dude. I mean, you could try the seltzer water mixed with the flavoring at first.
Is it like a packet of this Crush? Like what is it a packet?
It's like a little bottle about that big.
Oh, okay, so it's like a liquid. Liquid.
Yeah, it's like the concentrate. It's like remember in school how you had an upset tummy and they'd give you Coke syrup. Same principle. It's the syrup that they add to seltzer water anyway. Like when they ship stuff to like a Coca-Cola bottling plant, it's the syrup and they just add it to carbonated water.
Oh yeah, it's true.
So I mean that's all you're doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you after the show. I'm gonna send you a couple things. Just check it out. I'm gonna send you some links of like products that like soda alternatives. Because I love soda, dude. There's sometimes where I'm craving a soda so bad.
I'm gonna tell you how bad. I'm gonna tell you how bad I am with soda. I go through a 2-liter bottle a day. That's when I believe it. Yeah. That's when I'm working.
Okay. Dude, I'm sorry. I have you so beat. Before I was diabetic, and actually what more than likely caused my diabetes, I would get up in the morning, and before I went to work, I would down a 2-liter bottle of soda. I would take 2-liter bottles of soda to work with me to drink during the day. And then when I came home, I did, because I'm drinking Coca-Cola, I'm getting all this caffeine. When I got home at night, I would drink a 2-liter bottle of Sprite with my dinner. I literally drank 4 2-liter bottles of soda every day.
Okay, yeah, you got me beat.
And I was also a 3-pack-a-day smoker back then too. So,
see, that's one thing I never did was smoke. I think that's a good thing. Let's see.
I'm not a smoker anymore, but I still, big time nicotine user. I mean, there's a lot of actually benefits to nicotine. The drug itself actually causes your brain to fire faster and stuff like that. There's a lot of different studies, like, a lot of people, like, especially writers, they seem to, the one guy would say, like, where I live, there are a lot of writers live around me. And if you go to the local drugstore, you can always tell when a deadline's close because all the nicotine gum and all the nicotine lozenges are sold out.
Hi, Marlene from
So-
Instagram. Thank you for watching tonight. Appreciate it.
I'll be right back, guys. Be right with you.
Alrighty.
Anyone here use drugs? I'll tell you what.
But it's
If that were true, would we really say? Would we really talk about it anyway? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't sit here and be like, "Yeah, man, I'm a big hair. I bang heroin every day." Yeah. I'm not really a drug user. I do like alcohol though.
said my
What's that?
biggest was is this food and soda. But it's thank you for watching on YouTube. Appreciate it. Thank you. We're glad you're here. Checking our social platforms, see how we're doing.
Israel, what's up, man?
How you doing tonight?
Well, yeah, to get back to Fly Guy's point. I mean, if all really, I mean, the way I take what he's saying is if all you're going to do is talk about food and talk about missing it or talk about eating or your mind's just gonna keep going there. Probably not the same thing, but like all I would do forever for years, much to Gina's chagrin, is I would sit and watch stuff about guitars. Especially like I had a collection of guitars at one point. I mean, it was upwards, probably somewhere around 15, which I don't think anybody really needs that many. And I mean, I got it whittled down to about 5 or 6 now, and even that's kind of like too many. But it's the kind of thing. I'm not a professional musician. At my age, I'm probably never, and also the fact that I have carpal tunnel in my right hand really bad. I'm probably never going to be a professional musician. So it benefit, collecting guitars. It's just an ego thing. That doesn't benefit me at all. The ones I do have on the wall, I like looking at that.
No, I replied. I answered you, Alex. I don't know if you heard me or not, but yeah, I noticed you were here. Yeah, no, we're glad everybody's here and who's is real. How you doing? It's I mean, years ago, when you mentioned addiction, everybody automatically thought drugs, and there's more than one type of addiction. At least, food's my big addiction. Back in the day, I was a heavy drinker, but I somehow went from drinking to eating. So like,
Did anybody watch the Kentucky Derby this evening?
yeah. No.
Oh, what's today?
Yeah, I know what's today.
Yeah.
So, Fred, what's going on with Sick Myth? How's the Sick Myth channel coming along?
Man, I'm just blown away, dude. I think I'm up to like 70, 74 subscribers, which is really cool. I have one video that has over 800 views, which is insane to me. The others are doing pretty good. I mean, really, it's just kind of a hobby of mine. Like, I'm really excited that people are like watching it, and maybe I'm providing some education, on like local topics and stuff, because that's really all I wanted to do with it.
Right. You're at
I just got
74
some.
subs right. You're at 74 subs right now.
Yeah, I just got some stickers made. They turned out a little small, as you could see, but yeah, I got some. I got some mini bumper stickers if anybody wants them.
Definitely.
I'll throw one on my window.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I'll hook you guys up.
I
Here we
have
go.
like on my window now. Like I basically it's all vape stuff.
Nice.
Because they always have when you go to like you buy vape stuff. There's always swag. So I got
Oh, yeah.
my back windshield is like I love Sad Boy. All I vape is Sad Boy, and I got Sad Boy stickers in my window.
Nice.
Hey, you gotta go local. Sad Boy, they're out of Philly now, but they started in Reading, and I mean it's a national brand, and they're local. So
Cool.
yeah,
Cool,
I'm proud
cool.
of that.
it's that's why like on my license plate frame, outside the box live SGW license plate frame and yeah, it's like
I used to have one that said Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, but I think that ended up going with the car when it got towed away. Back when I had an Impala. Yeah, the steering column went on it.
it's
Imagine like this is like one of the few full size sedans that has front wheel drive, and like the whole drivetrain's up front because it's front wheel drive, and it's like the power steering went, and I mean try steering that manually. I had forearms like that.
Yeah. Oh man.
I probably ended up with an
remember-
enlarged heart from that too.
I remember one time my cousin had an old hand-me-down station wagon. I wasn't in the car, but it was my cousin and my brother after school, like when they were in high school, and the power steering.
Mad story. Good mad story.
Yeah, I gotta get him on here to tell this story someday. I mean, basically, they're just driving home from school, and my cousin like went to make a turn, and the power steering went out in the car, and he he had to like
trying to drive a Mack truck. You're like, oh my god, yeah.
So somehow, he was able to like steer the car like out of the road, out of oncoming traffic and stuff. But my brother said it was terrifying, but looking back, it's just a hilarious story.
I had that happen to me. I had years ago. I made a stupid mistake and got a car from JD Byrider. I don't even know if they're still around anymore. It's a buy here, pay here type deal.
Yeah, up in Hanover Township there.
They were. That's where they used to. I don't know if they're still there or not anymore. But I'm
Yeah.
driving down the road, and this car would just shut off, just driving, and also just like shut off. I'd be like, crap. And then it was the week before Thanksgiving.
Sounds like a distributor problem.
I was meeting my older sisters at the nursing home to have Thanksgiving with my mom. I come out, start the car. I put it in gear. It was a Ford Taurus. I forget what year it was. I put it in gear and I hear this. So I go to drive, and I'm like the steering wheel pump blew. I had no power steering pump. I'm like, what the hell? I actually ended up letting them repo because it had so many problems. The tranny went. So well, you still got to make your payment. I'm like, well, you got to give me a car that runs. I can't keep paying the bill and pay you at the same time.
Yeah, right.
That's like,
Jay, I was thinking about you earlier today, man. I was out and about this afternoon. I went to Lowe's in Edwardsville. Just
Dominic's
for some home
New York,
improvement.
baby.
Yes, sir. And I was walking into the lumber yard area because I needed to get a piece of particle board. And I saw the Dominic's truck cooking it up, and I'm like, man, I wonder if Jay's over here right now. I didn't see you, but
No, I was there about a week ago. I was though.
yeah.
But yeah, it's and what did I get last from them? I got their Reuben sub, and that was really good.
Yeah, it looked good.
Um,
Smells good too, man. Every time I go into that Lowe's, I mean, they're cooking it up, and it smells fantastic.
and still 42% of the video. So what did I do? Yeah, well, yeah. So Friday I went to Uncle Buck's. Where did I go last week? Oh, I pre-recorded I've been starting to do a Sunday Fun Day chain review. And last week I went to McDonald's to try the new crispy chicken strips.
Yeah.
If
What'd you think?
they were hot, if they were actually came out hot and fresh, they probably would have been really good. I even said I said to the lady at the drive-thru, like the mic, I'm like, can I just get everything, please, hot, fresh? I appreciate it. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. I pull up to the window. I pay her. She's like, oh, do you want to round up to, for McDonald's? Yeah, go ahead. It was only like 25 cents or some shit. So I go up to this, to the window to get the food. And the guy's like this, like kind of, and he's like looking at something else. I'm like, oh, is that, is my, what did I ask? If they had the sauce in there. Cause she's like, oh, would you like the sauce? McDonald's made their own sweet chili sauce.
Yeah.
Really good.
Chili.
That was good in itself. And the guy's like, I'm like, is it? Yeah. And like, so I pull out to the side.
He just threw it at you.
Basically. And like,
Yeah.
if back in the day when I managed Arby's, if my drive-through people did that, I'd be tearing their asses apart. Like, because like being the drive-through at the window, you got to make sure it's the food's right. So I grab a fry. I'm like, no, not hot. It was lukewarm. They weren't cold. The tenders had a nice breading, and if they actually came out of the fryer hot, I think they were sitting in a warmer and they were almost at expired time because it just almost tastes rubbery. Like wasn't crispy, wasn't really hot. But if I think if that was hot and fresh, like right out of the fryer, they would have been dynamite. I think they would have been really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I hear they're bringing back the snack wrap at McDonald's after
I heard that.
many years. I don't know about you guys, man. I always enjoyed those snack wraps. So I try not to eat too much fast food, but if McDonald's is really bringing them back, I'm gonna have to splurge because I do love the snack wraps.
You know who makes a good snack wrap? And might be surprised. Sheets.
Oh yeah.
Wyoming
I get them. I get them all the time. I love them. Yeah.
I
never liked McDonald's.
I got their chicken. I never liked McDonald's chicken, but I liked back in the day I liked the burgers. They keep bringing back that damn McRib sandwich, which I think tastes like garbage. But yet the McBLT, which was I think one of the best burgers in the world, they won't bring back. They never brought back. Damn you, McDonald's.
Jay, do you remember when Taroni's Hot Dogs was on 315 across from Sheetz, like that little hot dog hut that they had on the corner?
The shack on the corner of 315 and Jumper Road.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now coming in my hot dog series, which will be up in around June by the time it gets uploaded. They're the same owners that had the shack.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, he goes, because I used to, on a Sunday, we would go up Saturday. My dad would drive. We'd go up and get Taroni hot dogs, and then the foot longs. They had to snap to them, and that's the guy that's running the Taroni's now, on River Street. That's the same. It's like but that's the same guy.
Yeah,
and
those hot dogs put a lot of kids through law school.
Oh yeah. It's and said the only reason why he moved is because when the city widened Jumper Road, he lost like a good part of his land and he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And
He moved to the old country western bar.
he did, but then he moved again to River Road. He's not the country. I remember, but he's no longer. He's over on River Road. And it's funny in this, and I had to like laugh and go give myself like a yes. He goes, because you're the first person ever to do a food review of me in this place. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, you're the first person. I'm like, nice. Because I saw was it NEPA Food Fight or one of them was there with recently. I'm thinking how I was the first baby right here.
That's right. Jay is the original.
One of them around this area, I think. I'd like to say it's.
Oh, definitely. I mean, dude. I mean, even think of some of the places that open. Like I'm thinking remember there was that diner up in Shavertown. It was Amelia's. Then it was the Outer Limits. Now it's something else.
Mystic Kitchen.
Yeah. Like
I was there. I was there when it was Amelia's.
Yep.
I went there when it was Outer Limits. I was like ready to go back to get breakfast, to try their breakfast. Because they invited, they'd say, come on back. We're going to do a grand opening. If you want to come in, do live, whatever you want to do, come on. You're welcome. Great. Next day I turn around. Next day I know they're out of business. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Like, damn it. Best local hot dog chili sauce. Other than my own, no. I gotta say, and not just because I know Scott, but I can say South Main Abe's is a damn good sauce.
Yeah, they're
It's
famous
not.
for
It's
it.
more like on a drier sauce. It's not like a wet sauce. It's a drier sauce. But actually, who has a good wet sauce? And I think they're underrated a little bit. Majestic Lunch in Pittston.
Yes.
Majestic Lunch, which they'll be.
Yeah.
That's going to be in my string of hot dog videos.
Yeah. Majestic is among the best, absolutely. Also, dude, that Keystone, the Keystone Lunch in Scranton, I always like their chili.
Yeah, that's right. They did have a good. I was up there. I'd stop and think.
And then like the old Coney Island, the one going down like under the railroad trestle up in Scranton, Coney Island. It's like you're on the hill.
Yeah, it's under right near the crest. Okay, I know what you mean.
Yep.
The other Coney Island that was on the main street, I saw it looks like the front of the building fell down and collapsed or something. Something happened in that building. I don't think they're around anymore. Oh,
that happens a lot in Scranton.
And I went by. Well, last night when I went to Uncle Buck's last week, I was talking to Susan here, and Polish Connection, their building got basically beat up by fire, and I guess they're looking to relocate.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw Red's light still on yesterday, so Red's is still in business. I'm 99% sure Red's is still in business because even though it was late last night, I saw like his store lights were outside. Store lights were on, so I think he's still in business. Susan, Red's is still rolling the subs.
Someday we'll find it, the Polish Connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
And speaking of commercials,
No, that's from the Muppet Show.
Oh yeah, I know. And you know who wrote that was actually wrote
Henson?
that song? No, he didn't write it. The guy who played Little Enos in Smokey and the Bandit.
Little Anus?
Little Enos. What the hell's his name? I forget his name. Paul something.
So like he was like a football tight end or something?
Yeah. The guy who played Little Enos Smokey and the Bandit. He's a singer and songwriter, and he did like most of the Muppet songs he wrote.
Oh, Paul Williams, the little guy. Yeah, he was in Planet of the Apes. He was. He talked with a lift. That guy.
But it's, I'm just seeing him as Little Enos and Smokey and the Bandit, and whoever wrote the lines for him on that, like just.
That was worse. Like the guy was about 3 feet tall, and he wore glasses that were bigger than his head. And
him in the movie. Well, anybody, I'm sure you guys all saw Smokey and the Bandit, but whoever didn't,
I didn't.
You never saw Smokey and the Bandit?
Nope.
It was Paul
sorry.
Williams and I think the guy
Burt
who played
Reynolds, right? Burt Reynolds.
right, and
Jackie Gleason.
they were not Smoking the Bandit. That was Cannonball Run. But
Right.
Two are
Big and-
basically the same
Say-
film, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
who Big and Little again? Oh, Frank McCormick played Big Enos. Paul Williams played Little Enos. And in the movie, they're like these. They're
So who played you, Janus?
I'm trying to tell a story. You're talking about anuses. Damn you! No. What they would do is like just
Got to
because
go
like
to Uranus and wipe out the Klingons.
he's not going to tell my story, is he?
Go ahead.
So what happened is they were in the movie they were millionaires, like their family was millionaires, and what they would do to have fun, like they made a bet with Burt Reynolds if he could drive, him to Texarkana and back to where they were with like 400 cases of beer, they'd get like $80,000 or something, but whoever wrote the lines for Little Enos, Burt Reynolds goes, "Why do you want that beer so bad?" And Paul Williams comes off with, "Because he's thirsty, dummy." It's just the lines they wrote for him were hysterical.
I could hear it in my head too. Because he's thirsty, dummy.
He's thirsty, dummy. And Paul Williams is on my Facebook. Like I comment on something. I said, "Hey, I don't really know you for your songs, but I know you for this character and whoever your lines. You were like amazing." And he wrote back like, "Thanks a lot." I was like, "Wow, cool." But yeah,
You never heard Old Fashioned Love Song?
yeah, Three Dog Night.
Well, I'm thinking like I remember actually Paul Williams singing that himself.
Oh, I never knew he wrote
Just
that.
Just an old-fashioned love song.
Yeah, I've known it by Three Dog. Yeah, I never knew Paul Williams. And
actually, I remember him in because I have the Odd Couple, like the box set on DVD, and because I loved that show growing up, and I still love it. I love the film. I love everything about I'm actually a big fan of Neil Simon. But Paul Williams was in that. He had because Paul Williams in like the late '60s, early '70s was in everything, and he was in the Odd Couple. And Felix's daughter had a crush on him, and decided to follow him around the country.
That sucks, Mark.
What's up?
Read what Mark said.
yeah, that stings. Yeah, that stings.
Yeah. I saw that. I didn't see the actual event, but I heard that the fan like fell 20 some feet. Or
Yeah,
something
I heard that
the
too.
game. Yeah. Man. Hope he's okay.
Was he trying to like grab the ball or something? Like what was he? I didn't know the story behind that, but I saw where he fell or someone fell. I didn't catch the whole story.
I just saw the headline and I was like, "Oh man, that's no good."
No.
Let me see what happened here because I didn't read into it enough.
Gina still sounds good. Let me tell you.
Gina still sounds good. Did you hear her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
she was just yelling in pain there for a second.
Oh, it's not like she was hacking in the background.
Yeah, she was.
Yep. Well, I hope she starts feeling better.
Well, the hacking and the hacking that she's doing, that she has asthma. So.
Oh, got you. Yeah, I don't know. Just been one of those weeks. People falling out of stands and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
work this week
Sounds like
with
it was-
Matt sounds pretty good, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's been another crazy week, man, that's for sure. But I think we got, warmer weather on the horizon. I cut my grass this week. It took me 2 days. because it kept like raining on and off all week. Cut the grass, and now it like pretty much already grew back. Like I have to get out and do it again. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah, that's. See, when I owned my house in Exeter, I was cutting the grass all the time. Now I love living where I'm at now because I don't have to do it.
Yeah, that is nice.
The landlord has people that come out and cut the grass every like couple weeks. When it snows, he has a team of people that go out and clean everything. So, like, yes,
Nice.
well, it's
That's
nice. I
My
don't have to
backyard is
go,
largely hidden.
and it's nice now not having to go into like in the Jessup. So if we get like 10 feet of snow, I'm like, I don't care. I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Nice working from home.
Oh yeah. Plus,
Well, I
I'm
miss
sure
it.
I'm sure it makes it convenient, for letting Molly out in the backyard, right? Like it's cut, or like that the sidewalk is safe. People
Yeah. Oh,
shoveled the sidewalk so she could go out and do her thing.
she loves the snow. Like she'll bounce around in the snow and like
Yeah.
she'll bury her head in the snow and then she comes in, she's like soaked. I'm like, then she'll want to like jump on you and go hi, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's
Mm-hmm.
the end of last year, or was it this beginning of this year when we had the snow? My neighbor went out and shoveled because it wasn't that bad enough to like it wasn't bad, but he shoveled everything, but there was black ice which I didn't see. So I'm letting Molly. Molly runs out like to do her thing. She's running. So I go out to see just to step off the porch, off the steps. Boom, right on my ass, like literally, like boom. And next thing I know, Molly's running over, licking me in the face, going like, you're. And I'm like, like what the hell just happened? Here was all black ice. So they're getting the big thing of salt, like shaking salt all over the thing, and I was like, son of a bee. How do you feel about the onion sauce?
Jeez.
Actually, Susan just asked, how do I feel about the onion sauce that they put on hot dogs? The only time I tasted the onion sauce, I got a jar, I just didn't crack it yet. I have a jar. The vendor that I know over in Wilkes-Barre, it's between Turkey Hill and the car wash, he does the onion sauce, and it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like a New York,
That's a
New York City thing. Like, yeah, like if you're in Manhattan, for a show or for a weekend or something, you get a hot dog on the corner at one of those soubrette trucks or the lunch trucks. You're probably not going to get chili on your hot dog. You're going to get that onion soubrette onion sauce.
Soubrette's actually, I bought a jar of Soubrette's onion sauce. I just haven't. I bought it like
Yeah.
so I just haven't opened
I like
it.
it. It's not bad. It's definitely good. I like it.
It's nothing beats good old chili though. But that onion sauce, I have to say, is decent.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for a change.
So when
When I eat hot dogs, I usually put ketchup on them.
yeah, no, not me. None of that ketchup on a hot dog. Get your shirt on the Shop Zone today.
Right.
Let's see. Someone just tagged me somewhere.
Well, I'm off next week, Monday and Tuesday.
Nice. Doing any plans?
Well, Gina has a doctor's appointment, but I decided to take take a long weekend basically because my carpal tunnel is acting up really bad,
Ooh.
and I just want to give my hand a rest. Fortunately enough, I'm actually whatever they call it, they have a new thing out. Apparently I'm no longer ambidextrous. I'm something handed, like multi-handed, or I don't know, whatever they call it. But I still go with ambidextrous. Basically, I have carpal tunnel horribly in my right hand. A lot of that comes from keying numbers. So I switched my desk around to like totally lefty, like mouse is on the left side. I'm writing with my left hand. because
Now,
the carpal tunnel's that bad.
So are you generally like right-handed to begin with?
I'm one of those, I guess,
You go either way?
left. Well, that's just it. I'm ambidextrous. I'm either-handed. The thing is, like, I started off life lefty, and I went to when I was in preschool. My preschool teacher, if you want to call her that, would every time I'd go to use my left hand, she'd slap my hand and say, that's the devil's hand and all that, and made me use my right hand for everything, and then. Then I it's kind of cemented it when I was 8 years old. I broke my left arm like horribly, like multiple compound fracture kind of horribly. And the bones were severed. I mean, I was in a cast for over a year. And so that, then I became really more dominant on the right side after that. But I could write with both hands at once. I can only write the same thing. I'm not Napoleon Bonaparte. I mean, he used to be able, when he was able to compose battle orders to his generals with his right hand and compose a love letter to Josephine with his left.
That's talented.
And he would do that simultaneously. I mean, the man was an absolute genius. I mean, regardless of what you think about his, being an emperor, whatever. I'm not that good, but I could actually, and I could also write like the same thing. Like I could sit with like both hands and actually like form letters using both hands at once.
Man.
But yeah, I mean, like the carpal tunnel's just gotten to the point where it's horrible. So I have everything switched over completely lefty at my workstation at work.
The only ambidextrous side of me, like I do everything right-handed, but when I played baseball,
Switch
I swing lefty. Like I can't swing the bat righty. I always batted lefty.
That used to confuse the living hell out of kids when like growing up, because I was a switch hitter.
Yeah.
So if I was striking out like right-handed, or they got used to like pitching to me right-handed. Like I would just switch it up and like, okay, let's try it lefty, and they didn't know like what to do.
Yep.
That was
I could throw with either hand. I could
Mike was the secret weapon in sports.
That's
also,
right.
like when I eat, I could eat with either hand. Like I could switch. Like I play pool. I mostly shoot pool lefty, because that's how I learned. Like a lot of it is like, how did I learn something? My father taught me how to shoot pool. He was left-handed, so I was taught how to shoot pool lefty. But when there's like a shot where somebody has to go and get a bridge, or it's a difficult shot for whatever hand you are, and you have to grab the bridge and do it, I'll just switch.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's a right-handed shot. I'll take it righty.
Yeah.
Or a gun. Like I could fire a gun with either hand. I can aim with either hand, and probably do just as well. But mostly, my father taught me how to shoot a gun. So, I'm left eye dominant, I believe, if I remember right.
Never grew up around guns.
My father was a collector, even though he shouldn't have been, because he was a convicted felon. But he didn't have any of his guns in his own name. That was, had them all in his mother's, my grandmother's name. Yeah, the old man taught me how to shoot.
And said my dad was in the Marines. Always had guns, but when I came around, there was no guns in the house. I've never seen a gun in the house.
My old man was actually he was in the Navy, and he was dishonorably discharged. He was running a big gambling ring aboard a couple of different ships.
Oh Jesus!
So yeah, somebody owed him money. He went and collected the money. They ratted him out for coming and collecting the money, and he ended up the rest of the trip in the brig. I
give him credit for trying for coordinating every ship. that he had.
Not every shit. Like we had more than one,
but still, that's like to put that to get that, to do that. That's some talent.
yeah, he was a talented guy. I'm glad I don't have his name. Let's put it that way. And that too, I have a half brother who has his name, and he ended up on the way back when there was the Fox Boner of the Week award. If you ever heard about the guy who was smoking weed in the county courthouse,
That was him.
that was my half brother. So my father would absolutely love that, his because my half brother has his name. My father would be mortified turning in his grave to know that his name, his family name is, synonymous with criminal idiocy, because he considered himself like a mastermind criminal.
Did you see Susan's post? Mike, I think Gina's missing you. Your beard reminds her of her fur babies.
Susan, we have 4 cats in the room right now. Three who lived here anyway, and 1 who was brought here by special request.
Have you guys adopted out any cats lately? Since we haven't talked to you guys in a couple weeks, like any?
No, I mean she's.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean she's basically. She's next to me on we have a sectional couch here, like it's a big L-shaped thing.
Right.
And we could both sleep on this at once. I mean, that's how big the couch is. I mean, considering that I'm like more than 6.5 feet tall. And she goes basically, she's on the chaise lounge side of the couch, and she gets up from there, uses her walker to get to the potty that's over there, and then gets back, and that's about all the movement she does. That's all the movement she can do. She can't do steps.
Oh, so I didn't realize she was still on a walker. Ooh.
Yeah, she has to keep weight off her foot for 12 weeks.
Oh, damn.
Oh, gee.
I bet that's driving her nuts.
Yes.
How many weeks has she been in so far?
2.5.
Oh.
Like I said, she has a doctor's appointment early next week. And I never like to give like exact times or days for stuff like that, because it's like, hey, everybody, nobody's going to be home at such and such a day at such and such a time. I don't. Just a bad idea to do that.
It's I know coming up I got to see the blood doctor and now the organ doctor, and yeah, but this month is Memorial Day. Yes.
Yeah,
So
3-day weekend.
Yeah, 3-day weekend.
Yeah, the official start of summer, and a good time to honor and remember our veterans and the sacrifices they made. We go to a parade every year, Memorial Day. That's kind of like our big tradition. Kick off the summer.
Well, the parade for like West Wyoming lines up right in front of my house every Memorial Day when they have their parade. So like it'll be like 9:30 in the morning. All I hear is like
Sirens,
fire
engines.
Well, they're lights. So I'll hear like the diesel engine. I'll be like, "What the hell?" I'll look. I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's that time again of the year. It's that time again this year."
Well, my
Good night, Susan. I hope you have a good night. I hope Bob's doing well too.
part of Main Street I live. I'm sorry.
Oh, say bye to Susan.
Part of Main
care,
Street I
Susan.
live on. Sorry. Part of Main Street I live on. They do parades always. They always do parades on South Main, and I'm on North. I'm at the opposite end on North Main. So we did have 2 police, a fire truck, and an ambulance go by like really quickly and really noisily earlier. So I don't know what that's about. I'm sure Bob Kadlabowski or however you say his name.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mr. Interruptus, I was here filming anyway.
Yeah.
He's the guy you either like him or you hate him.
He
I don't-
is everywhere. Every time I go online, I mean, he's somewhere videotaping something going on. It's insane.
I saw one a couple. This was like maybe like a couple weeks back. He was doing this thing. He has to. I don't know if he has a scanner on his phone, if he has like a legit scanner in his car.
I think it's because he works. He runs a towing company.
Oh, does he? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure he does. I'm pretty sure he's that guy.
But he has a scanner somewhere.
Yeah, because of the tow truck.
Right. But it's funny. Well, not funny, but a couple of weeks ago, he was doing this thing, live, and I guess there was a lady who was, I don't know if she was like a family member or like not a, like maybe like a relative, but somehow connected to the family. And this woman ripped him out for like just going putting like her like on the internet,
Invasion
like,
of privacy
looking like
and
on the
stuff.
news. Are you going to the Hillbilly Pro? Oh, absolutely. Yes,
Oh yeah,
I am.
the redneck parade. Is that July 4th?
That is July 4th.
Oh
July 4th.
Do that.
no, I'm sorry.
You look right at
It's up in
Thornhurst or something? Is that
yeah,
where that?
it's up in Thornhurst. And if you're gonna go, you want to. I think it starts at like 2. It starts at 1 or 2, but you want to be there at least a half hour early to get your spot. And then they let them closing off the road. Oh, the redneck parade's hysterical. I love the redneck parade. 1 year, was it last year? Oh no, it was last year. The one guy was back of the truck. He was throwing out beers to everybody, like to the adults, not the kid, but he was throwing like beers out to the adults. Have a beer. Like, yeah.
I got a beer for trick or treating 1 year once.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that story.
I thought I
yeah.
might have. That's what I didn't.
That's right. Yeah, you did.
Yep.
So then there was the guys that were the party that was sitting next to us out. When we go up, we pull into this cemetery parking lot. It's like right against the road. People that were hanging next to us, I wish I could remember the show, but they're related to this one girl from this one show that my buddy used to like watches all the time. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and watch the video if I did it. But yeah, it's like you'll be surprised who you meet at the redneck parade. And it's like, and yes, I will be videoing that redneck parade. I can't go live there because like right where we sit, it's a dead spot, so I can't go live, but I'm definitely gonna video. I'm going for the last couple of years. That's if you could push it, well, no, if you could pull it or drive it, it's in there. I've seen somebody like I've seen a truck pull a boat with like 10 people in the boat. It's like I've seen in the first year. I haven't seen it since, but the first year, like they had a bulldozer, but the drum was put up, and someone was like in the drum, like, hey, like, yeah, they didn't do that after that because that was that. You're looking for. Hey, kidding.
It's no way.
But yeah, the redneck parade is something I try and get to every year. It's the same. I go up with the same people that have the memorial cookout, and which again, yes, I'm going this year, and I'll be making the world famous hot dog chili. That's definitely gonna be a key week. I don't give a shit. That's my key weekend. I already told I said I'm going up to the cookout. She's gonna be gone. She's gonna be gone to the races. She's going to the races that week. She's like, "Are you gonna watch your diet on Memorial at the prom?" No, no.
Right.
It's like, well, if you happen to go, it's in Thornhurst, Mark, and I will be there in the cemetery parking lot. Look for my car.
Kentucky Derby Day.
Yeah,
I'll be in my basement room with a pie pan and a spoon. And another girl to take my pain away. Sorry.
All right.
Take me down, little Susie. Take me down.
The
You
other
know you're the queen of the underground. Okay.
the other day, I got
You're
bored.
welcome. That'll be stuck in your head the rest of the night now.
Like, I'm gonna try and get this stuck in your head. The freecreditreport.com songs. Do you remember those those commercials?
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
No. These are the free credit. Here, I'll have to put the link in. There's about 20 of them from freecreditreport.com. And it's almost like a cult thing because everybody like it just caught on. Free credit report commercial. Let's go to freecreditreport.com. Yeah. Get that in your head.
You guys remember?
Just for you, Fred, I'm going to put this up so you don't get stuck in your head.
You guys remember, like in the early 2000s, it was something with collect calls, like 1-800-COLLECT, and then there was like 1010-220, 1010-321. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They like those commercials used to be like earworm kind of things. Like I couldn't get them. I couldn't get the jingles out of my head. 1010-220, 1010-321. It was like maddening.
You got to watch the free credit report ones. That'll get in your head until you'll be like, "Damn you!"
I will.
Be stuck in your head. And then if your brother's still watching, if Matt's still watching, no, I didn't see Matt tonight. Was Matt on tonight?
Yeah, he said hello earlier. He might have got out of work late. He might just be getting home from work.
That's something Matt has to. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, speaking of the devil.
You got to watch, Matt. You got to watch the free credit report commercials, and may they get in your head, and you'll be sitting there going, "That son of a bee." But the first like 5 or 6, it's this one band. There's 3 guys, and they just like everybody just like fell in love with this band, and then they brought them back at the end, like towards the end, to like. See, in the beginning, the guy's like, trying to get, he has bad credit, can't get like a good car, can't get like a new phone. He's working at a restaurant where they sell chowder and iced tea, and about 10 videos down the road, they show them again, but now they made it, like they made their money. Now they're like all like rich and driving like a flashy car, and it's just funny. There's one band, I guess they were trying to do a band like. Pick the band, free credit. I'm doing this like choose the band to win the thing, to win the at the other something. And one girl sounds just like Gwen Stefani. Now I don't believe it's Gwen, but it sounds just like Gwen Stefani. And but yeah, watch that video. And yes, Matt will be doing, because I did it before. I don't know if I'll do a condensed one, but yeah, I'll definitely do another hot chili video. Wait till you see my Uncle Buck's video. I got that one up. But that was, again, last night, the meat was so tender, was not dry at all. You didn't need the sauce, but man, that sauce tasted good. And we all gotta go down Uncle Buck's one night and hang out just to get like healthy food,
Yes.
But I still like I said, today I was craving, literally I was sitting there craving like South Main Ape's chili dogs. And tomorrow, which I'm not going to do it because I'm going to watch myself now. Derby in 79. Wow. Damn. It's like usually Sundays like to go to Tammy's Kitchen, whether it's I get like a burger or like either I get their fried potatoes or their French fries because it's home cut. Oh my God. Probably like pounded grease, but oh my God, is it so good? Like, and like I said, there's one of those commercials that are in my head. It's like in the first one, it's like, how does it go? It goes like, they say you dress for the job you want. He goes, Then why am I dressed up like a pirate in this restaurant? It's all because some hacker stole my identity. Now every day I'm sitting here serving chowder and iced tea. Should have gone to free credit. You have to watch it. It's funny. Then
I think I know what you're talking. I think I remember that one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember it.
Yeah.
someone put them in like whoever put it up has them in like all 20 like in a row, like so it's like one video.
Yeah.
So it's searching for like 20 different, it's all one video. Let's see.
Sure, the company's happy about that.
Oh, probably. I don't even know if they're still around anymore. I mean, these videos are years old, but it's still they have thousands of views, and everybody's like likes them, subscribes.
I think Little Caesars runs a pretty funny commercial. Like you could always sort of count on Little Caesars for just like an off the wall, goofy, comedic commercial.
Who remembers
Pizza.
when Little Caesars, when you actually got two pizzas? Remember that it used to be pizza, the little
Yeah, the little guy.
pizza. You used to get two pies you got two pies.
Pizza.
Yeah, you got two pizzas.
Yeah, they had a death match with him and the Noid, and I think the Noid won.
Do you remember?
Or that might have just happened in my head. I'm not sure.
Do you remember
Celebrity death match.
Yeah, Little Caesar versus the Noid.
There used to be a sub shop on Mundy Street. They were the first ones that actually toasted their subs. It was a chain.
Quiznos.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to them. Why they went out of business, or at least went out of business around here anyway.
Dude, underrated place. There was one in downtown Wilkes-Barre too. When I was a college student at Wilkes, man, I would go there. I loved Quiznos. It was great. It was awesome.
I was there twice.
They probably wouldn't throw Jay out either.
Yeah.
This was the day before, and this was way before the days of the food reviews. I went up to the one on Mundy Street and like, would you like your sub toasted? Oh yeah,
Of course.
And like I went up there like couple, and I'm like, shit, they're gone.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yep, they're gone. Jay, you remember Stations Grill? I think they were near where Quiznos was, but they got hit with that tornado a couple years ago, and they never reopened.
No,
the flower tent.
Yes, same parking lot. Yeah, yep. The flower tent.
Well, the GS sister was on call that night as a paramedic, and they had to go up and like sift through like all the buildings looking for anybody, and and luckily there was nobody died, thank God, but that was bad.
Crazy. Yep. Power went out. My wife and I were in the basement. Like it honestly felt like we were in the movie Twister. Because like the wind, I mean, I live like 5 minutes from the arena and the mall area and stuff, like where, everything got damaged. Like thankfully, I mean, no damage to my house, but it was scary, dude. It was crazy.
It's
I lived through the mountaintop tornado back in 2005, I think it was, or 2006.
Like that, I didn't get stuck in any, luckily.
My the pressure dropped so quick, my ears popped.
That
was nuts,
man.
That one that took out the mall area. I was coming home. I was working in Jessup. I was working on I was working till 9 or something. I was on that shift, or it's 8 or something. And I was coming home from Jessup. I mean, it just like, up there, the sky just looked like bad. And then when
Baldos flying around, spinning and everything.
When I got back, in the area, I put on the radio, and WILK broke in, and they're probably to like, we're here. There's this tornado hit, blah blah. So I came home. I turned on the radio, online there, and they're saying that the tornado actually touched down. And I was like, because we have two mountains now that's supposed to protect us from tornadoes. That the mountains usually would block it. But they're like, no, tornado touched down near the mall, took out What's the matter, Molly? What'd you hear, girl?
Yeah, I think it was an F2.
It took
Pretty
out.
sure.
It took out the car lot. Couple plates.
Ubaldo's spinning around in the skies. The races are fixed every year.
Sent Ubaldo.
What's up there, FP or FN?
FP in the house.
It's,
there was an F3 tornado. Here's your history lesson, courtesy of Sick Myth, right? There was an F3 tornado that tore through Wilkes-Barre in 1890. Killed 16 people. 1890, an F3 tornado, Wilkes-Barre. And then there was that one in 20. I don't know, what was it, like 18 or something?
Hey, False! I saw your live
The one
today.
that we're talking about.
Your burgers look good. I wanted to run over and steal them.
Hey, false, like the way you move. Gonna cook those burgers. Gonna make them groove.
Oh yeah, it's.
Well,
starting to get a little tired.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. We had a
The
great
the
show.
Ubaldo race. The Ubaldo race is a lot of fun. Though I went one year.
So is the Redneck Parade.
You should somehow combine the two. the St. Ubaldo parade with the redneck. I don't know. I'm just kind of picturing something
that would be
wacky
fun
in my head. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
you
could do the running of the Saints with Fireball. You know,
Yeah.
you could like everybody gets drunk on Fireball and then tries to carry the Saint and run.
I don't know if that would work. Oh man,
That'd be
yeah.
cool.
I think
that'd be fun to watch.
that would be pretty fun.
You might have to put the Saints on wheels to do that, but you know.
You get the tomato festival up there too, just people launching tomatoes at each other. You know.
Hey, there you go. You could throw tomatoes at Ubaldo while the guys are running with them.
There you go.
Mark. Well, we lost power for 3. Wow, dude. Pittsburgh. Some people still don't have power. Did you have a generator, or were you like powerless? You didn't have a generator.
We lost power during the tornado up on Mountaintop. It happened on a Friday night. My mother didn't. I lived in Fairview Township. My mother lived in the other one, Wright Township, and she didn't get power back until like Sunday night. I got power back early Saturday, but I was like right by, like I said, Fairview Township. I used to live next door to Five Guys, so I was at the opposite end, because Touchdown was in Wright Township, and it was actually like within feet of where my mom lived. As I was driving to her house to make sure she was all right, there was no power on the mountain at all.
Wow.
No street. It was surreal. Like no street lights.
No.
A house. It actually, because like tornadoes will do this, they'll follow roads. And when it actually touched down on 309 and followed 309 for like about a mile, and it ended up hitting a house that was on the side of 309, and like the house just, you could see pieces of it everywhere.
Just blew it right apart.
Like I was like driving over pieces of this house, like insulation and roofing, and I have pictures somewhere that I took, you know, because like I said, I went over. There were no street lights. Nothing was the next day, like the only thing that on the mountain that was actually open and running was Turkey Hill, and that's because they had a generator. Yeah, and I'd actually gone off the mountain to like a mini market at the bottom of 309 to grab a newspaper, because I thought it was a tornado, but I wasn't 100% sure. And then it was right on the front page. You know, tornado touch. It was at the end of December. It was or beginning of December. It was like a really oddball thing.
I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah, because normally you don't get tornadoes in winter, and well, I mean it wasn't winter, but it was almost.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, you never see tornadoes in December, and we had one. It was an insane thing to live through. Yeah, we had no power. I remember
Gotcha.
inviting my mother over for food because I could, had stuff in the refrigerator that's like, all right, well, it's going to go bad anyway. So
That's good. Your nephew had a generator, Mark. That's a blessing in disguise. If I ever build a house or buy a new house or buy a house, I always debate if I was going to get a generator, like that Gen Vac or whatever they're called. Just
one of these years.
yeah, I don't think I'm going anywhere. I'm staying right here in good old West Pittston. Oh, well, guys,
I'm waiting for because the Muskie the Tesla Elon robots are supposed to be like less than 10 grand, the third generation.
less than 10 grand.
Yeah, they're like 9,099. And I'd really like, I'd really like one basically because to live here, I would pretty much need one because I can't negotiate the steps very well anymore and stuff like that. And, so I could have a robot assistant that would be like really, do my laundry and take care of the cats and all that stuff.
Robots, go do this. Yeah.
Do all the household chores that you don't feel like doing. Yeah.
Power. Yeah, it makes sense. But guys, it's getting a little tired. But I want to thank you for another great week, another great show. Everybody who hung with us for the whole, how long we've been on? 2 hours and 16 minutes. Thank you to the people that watch us on Facebook and Instagram. You guys are awesome too. Until next week, hopefully Gina's not hacking to death next week. Same time, same YouTube channel. For the Sick Myth and the Ghetto Theater guys, you guys are awesome. See you next week. Be blessed. Stay safe, everyone. Check out our channels. Got great videos coming.